welcome to Reddit on Reddit, the internet's auditory version of Reddit. I'm Nelson Allingham, joined by Michael Campbell.
I am trepidatious.
Oh!
Because at the beginning of this podcast, to mellow us out, I played it in its entirety, Fast Car by Tracy Chapman.
Yeah.
What a wonderful song.
Yeah.
Beautiful song.
Yeah.
Get us all settled down.
Yep.
We hit record, and you have a little computer in front of you.
Yeah.
And I can only explain that you looked at the screen, your eyes widened in fear, then you looked at me and went, it's all right. And then now we're recording. So,
Oh, yeah.
you know what? Don't even tell me what it was. I want it to come up organically.
Oh.
Whatever the problem was that you've been like, I'll ignore that.
You're gonna know pretty quickly when I don't have any notes to go to.
Okay.
No, it's fine. No, it was just computer doing weird things.
Okay.
And that was about it. Is that all?
Yeah. That's all. Do you want to do more small talk?
Yeah. What about it?
Have you seen anything ever?
Yep.
I haven't.
Oh.
Explain everything to me.
Hot take.
Start.
Okay.
The Earth is
Sperm.
cooled.
Oh.
No. I'm talking
Different
about the start. The Earth is cooled from the hot magma state.
No. Sperm. And an egg, or the sun, if you will.
Yeah. I will. Go on.
Yeah. They emerge. God's sperm, obviously. Just in case that wasn't clear.
God jizzes into the sun.
Yeah. Everything.
Is that the solar system?
Then everything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so before the universe, there was one sun.
One sun.
And God fucked the sun.
God, it was accidental. He was masturbating
and
some accident landed in.
Yeah.
His parents said, don't you masturbate around that sun.
There's
And
only
he
one
did.
thing in this whole barren nothingness, and we just have one rule.
Yeah.
Don't come on it.
Yeah. That's what he did.
What's he done?
That's like saying, here's a problem that I also have with the Harry Potter books.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
This is not a
I've
turn.
switched. I've switched.
Okay.
Is they have a place called the Forbidden Forest.
Yeah.
That's inviting people to come in. Okay. Just like if you have one son and you say don't masturbate on it, you're going to masturbate.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get into it, Cambo. This first one is from the subreddit Polls. I actually have two from Polls, and I quite like both of them. So
Just say them both at the same time.
Okay.
And I'll try and decipher what's going on.
Okay. Eternal life or instant death? Would you shave your daughter's head if she was pulling a bald girl with cancer?
Okay.
The results are yes, no results. Eternal life, instant death.
Okay. I'm going to say no eternal life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Good. Okay. Let's just break this down.
Okay.
further.
For those who haven't kept up,
Yeah.
do them one at a time.
I do hate that society really caters to the lowest common denominator.
You got to move as slow as the slowest person.
But I suppose we will. And I'll make an exception this once. Eternal life or instant death. Now, eternal life, in brackets, this is important, I think.
Yeah.
Impossible to die no matter what.
Okay.
That's important.
Yeah.
Or instant death. So, are you sticking with eternal life?
Yeah.
Instant death is like as soon as you select the poll answer.
You're dead. Yeah.
You're a dead zo.
Here's the problem is I'm not a forward thinker.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, I'm loving this eternal life.
Eternal life! Yeah, this one like really got me because I was like, oh, eternal life.
Yeah.
No,
Wait a minute.
maybe instant death. Oh, instant death.
Because I won't regret it for centuries.
Yeah.
But because obviously I've only perceived in eternal life the tiniest sliver, I'm not equipped to make that decision. And I won't be until I've lived for centuries.
Yeah.
In which case I'm like, oh, way too late.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm worried about? I'm worried about like as if this might happen to me.
Every day you peek out your front door in case of this is happening.
In case I am bestowed upon with eternal life.
Yeah. You look at your front door, there's a wizard like, oh, get out of here.
Get back there.
I'm happy with my mortal life. And he's like, oh, get you.
He's like, how about instant death though? Hey, just get out of here. Just whack him with a broom. But I'm worried that I might end up just being insane.
With eternal life.
With eternal life? Don't you think there's a chance that you would just become an insane person?
I think
you would have infinite wisdom at one point.
Yeah.
And then after a little while after that, you're like, I'm just insane.
You'd also become so desensitized to any suffering. You'd be like, that whole village is wiped out. Like,
yeah, I've seen worse.
I've seen so many of those.
Yeah, yeah. And then also, what about the idea of like, well, the Earth might not last forever. So,
floating in space, I guess?
am I floating in space? Like, yeah, is the world... Like, there might be a time where, okay, it's just too hot. Earth has gotten closer to the sun.
Yeah.
It's just too hot for any life to survive, except you.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to suck one. Because then I think you're like, right, well, got to get off this planet.
Yeah.
Let's say miraculously. Well, you've had a long time to think about it. You can get a rocket. And I mean, the best thing would be is like put $5 in a bank account and just wait until you're a rich man.
Yeah.
That's the best thing about this. But then launch into space and you're like, I guess hopefully eventually in my eternal life, I will bump into some other planet with life. And hopefully I don't bump into a sun. Because I'll still be alive.
Yeah.
And would be unable to get off it.
If you take damage, does the damage remain forever?
Right. Like if I cut off an arm, then don't have an arm forever.
Yeah. Because if you got burnt by the sun to a crisp, you're still alive, but you're always burnt to a crisp.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm going to say? Is you're impervious.
Okay. Yeah.
Because
I prefer that.
I think it makes it more interesting because it is a slight positive.
Imagine if they're like, you will live forever, but you will still age. Like in real time.
Yeah,
So by the time you hit 200, you're like, kill me.
Yeah.
My body doesn't work.
You would absolutely, no one would do that. And I'm assuming, so that's why I feel like you need to be impervious so that you're like, okay, there's a little bit of like hope for not just the worst life ever after, a little bit. Or an accident, car accident or something.
Yeah.
When you're 300, you're like, oh no. But yeah, anyway, I think maybe still eternal life, even though, future me would regret it.
Yeah. But that's future you.
I just want to die right now.
Yeah. I'm right in the middle of something.
I'm okay.
I'm scrolling
with
Reddit,
death.
having a good time. I don't want to die right now.
Yeah.
Has anyone clicked instant death?
Oh, well, yeah, sorry. This is, I feel like, an important part of a polls one. Is what do you think it is?
I would say instant death, but are those people still alive?
Oh.
Is this poll real?
Oh my God.
This may have killed thousands of people.
I've looked at it after it was already expired. The voting closed.
You're so lucky.
I'm so lucky. 3.9k people chose eternal life. 4k people chose instant death.
Yeah.
So it's a really close.
Closer than I was expecting.
Yeah. I thought that was interesting.
It's good to know that roughly half have the same lack of forethought as us.
Yeah. Maybe I would choose instant death. I don't know.
But I'm right in the middle of something. I want to die right now.
Not right now. Just when it gets to podnapping.
Yeah.
Do you want to do the other one?
Yeah.
Would you shave your daughter's head if she was bullying a bald girl with cancer?
Sorry. I should have answered so quickly. Would I shave my daughter's head if she was dating
bullying?
Dating. Sorry.
If she was dating a bald girl with cancer, would you shave her head?
Yeah. Okay, if my daughter was bullying a bald girl with cancer, would I shave her head?
Yeah.
What if I tried? It wouldn't be my first. My first protocol would be to talk.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, before I have the clippers on the bench so she knows.
Oh, yeah.
But I go, let's talk.
Do you place them out, get them out of its little container, set it on the bench as in like, you need to know this? Or is it just there in the background and she's like, I don't remember those clippers being there?
What I would do, I'd plant seeds even earlier.
Yeah.
First talk, I'd say, come into my office.
Yeah.
When she walks in, I'd be watching how to shave a girl's head on YouTube and I'd quickly minimize the time.
That's
and
good.
she'd be kind of like,
that's a bit weird.
I don't quite know what I saw.
Yeah.
It looked like he was watching
Was that
a video
some weird
on
porn?
how to shave a girl's head. I'll leave it. Second talk, because it'd be a 3 strikes and you're out kind of rule.
Yeah, okay.
The clippers are just in the background.
Okay.
New.
Yeah,
I've brought clippers for this.
Yeah, that's good.
So she's like, he's gone out and brought clippers. And then the third time, maybe.
Yeah.
Would I start with cutting hair shorter? and then shaving
Oh,
afterwards.
okay. Yeah, that might be a good in-between, perhaps. Yeah, the only answers you can give are yes and no on this, or results. But yeah, there does need to be so much more context. But my initial thing was actually yes.
Yeah.
And I know that's could be so bad because maybe that could then be mentally scarring on my daughter, which I obviously wouldn't want.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's a really shitty thing to do. And I feel like it almost needs like an equal and opposite reaction.
Well,
almost.
If the daughter is teasing someone,
Yeah.
you shouldn't shave her head. You should tease her.
Yes.
Like, you think you're better than her? You're a dumb bitch. She's
We
like,
would
I don't
make-
like it when you're teasing. Don't you?
We would make the best parents. Yeah, I don't know.
I
It's
fuck
really
your
hard.
mum so much.
I think it does depend on context because, okay, maybe I'd like to think first, gotta maybe just sit down and talk to my daughter first.
Yeah.
Be like, look, this is really fucked up,
Yeah.
you know, and try and get her to have some compassion or something. But just the idea of somebody, I feel like because obviously I don't have a daughter,
Yeah.
so I'm just imagining the worst teenage girl that I can imagine that he's teasing somebody with, you know, cancer of the same age. And that girl in my head is the worst. And I want to shave her head.
As a man without a child, nor particularly a want for a child, I still think my protective gene would be too strong for me to do it.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do it to my daughter. My son shave his head every day.
Yeah.
If he looks at me the wrong way, I swear to God, I'm gonna shave his head.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, if I'm being honest, I don't know if I would have the balls to do it.
I'll
if it
shave someone
actually
else's
came down
daughter's
to it.
head.
Oh yeah.
Not a problem.
Give it
Bullying
a
or not, just
I'll just do it. You write in if you want us to
shave your daughter's head.
head. No, do you want to see the poll result? I say let's put no. I feel like
this one hasn't closed. Okay,
probably,
let's say no.
Let's go no. No. Oh fuck. You must be logged in to vote. Okay, never mind.
Nelson.
We will never know the results.
And you know what? No one tell us.
No, do not write in and tell us the results of that. I swear to God.
What an unsad. By the time this goes out, the poll will have closed as well.
Yeah.
Don't check.
Don't look back at it. All right. Let's move into Ask Reddit. Ask Reddit. This Ask Reddit is by Welaine. Welaine13. Camber, this is one of the times where I've got a question from Ask Reddit.
Yeah.
But there is an answer, and I'm more hoping you know it or can elaborate on it.
I'll see what I can do. Having not
because
read
it's not something that I feel like I can answer.
Okay.
So,
if I can't answer it, I'll just leave.
Yeah. If you could, that'd be good. Permanently. I don't want to do this podcast. If you can't do this. Okay. What actor or actress stupidly left a movie franchise or TV series thinking they were too good for it, only to be never popular again?
I would say Topher Grace.
Never heard of them.
Leaving That 70s Show. He was Eric Foreman.
Yes.
He said, I'm going to be in Spider-Man 3, and it's the big movies for me, buddy.
Yeah.
Not the big movies. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, what?
And now he's on That 90s Show, so there you go.
Oh, well, it became full circle.
Yeah. To the thing is like, I was too good for this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. I didn't know that.
I've got a funny version of this. It's not quite what you're asking, but I don't give a fuck. Nelson.
Okay.
I'm going to do my own thing.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel
Yes.
made The Fast and the Furious.
Yes.
They said, what a hit. Let's make more. And he said, no. I'm going to go do Triple X. That's going to be my franchise. And him and the original director of Fast and Furious left to make Triple X.
Yeah.
And they weren't involved in the sequel. Triple X, you'll recognize from the sequel coming out and Vin Diesel going, No.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be in your fucking Triple X sequel.
Yeah.
But
I've got
the
this
franchise,
Fast and Furious
yeah.
going on.
The franchise he actually loves is the Riddick franchise.
Oh,
Pitch Black
that's right. Yeah,
and the Chronicles of
maybe
Riddick. The only reason he came back to Fast and Furious is because Universal Pictures owned the rights to Pitch Black and Chronicles of Riddick and the character of Riddick.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want Riddick to be my franchise and I want to make more Riddick movies. And they said, if you cameo in the third Fast and Furious movie at the end, you can have the rights. You'll own them.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll do your stupid fucking Fast and Furious movie so I can make more Riddick movies. And that's what everyone's going to love.
Yeah.
And when they came back and did the fourth Fast and Furious movie with him, so he'd get all the rights back, such a huge hit that's all he's done now.
You can just imagine that transition where his ego was so boosted by the support of like fans and stuff that he was like, oh
not
God,
only that, after Fast and Furious, the fourth Fast and Furious movie, he got the rights to Riddick back. They made a new Riddick movie called Riddick. Afterwards, bombed.
Yeah.
Absolutely bombed. No one saw it. But then he made the fifth Fast and Furious movie, huge. He's been working since 2013 when Riddick came out to make a fourth Riddick movie.
Oh my God.
And it's, I think, only just been greenlit. But he only did the Fast and Furious movies again, come back to the franchise he didn't want to do, to make the movie that no one wants to watch.
Oh my God, it's so weird. He's such a weird dude.
He's a weird dude. That's not the weirdest thing about it, by the way.
God, there's so many more weird things about that man. How about, I feel like there's got to be some people that turn down superhero roles.
Yeah.
Right? And maybe, let's say, still famous actors and still perhaps have gone on to be successful.
Yeah.
But missed out on a big franchise, big opportunity.
So Josh Hartnett falls into this category. Mm-hmm. He was a real heartthrob in the late 90s, early 2000s, like Pearl Harbor.
Right, okay.
40 Days and 40 Nights. He's a hunk.
Yeah.
And he's still working. Like he's in movies and everything. He was in a TV show called Penny Dreadful for a few years. But he's not like a huge movie star.
Yeah.
But he has said that he definitely said no to too many people and too many roles.
Right.
Because he was offered Superman.
Yeah.
I think he was also offered Batman with Batman Begins. Right. He was offered quite a few big roles, and he was like, I don't want to be tied down too much to that. And now, because of that, look at Christian Bale.
Yeah.
I would say him and Josh Hartnett were at a similar level of fame.
Right, yeah.
At the before Batman Begins.
Yeah.
You look at Christian Bale now.
Yeah.
He does whatever he wants. And Josh Hartnett is like working steady, but he's not Christian Bale.
Yeah. That's such a shame, right? You'd be so annoyed at yourself.
Yeah.
It is funny, right? Because specifically those being superhero films, and those obviously, there was a time where superhero films probably didn't do particularly well.
Yeah.
And in fact, Batman Begins was probably the start of an era-ish around that time.
I would say it started with X-Men. X-Men was the year 2000.
Even X-Men I put in the category of not quite there. It was.
I would say quality-wise, you're right.
Yeah.
But X-Men was the first one that was like, they were like, oh, this has made a lot of money.
Right,
it might not have been.
Yeah.
All that good in today's standards, but like, oh, this has been like a blockbuster,
right?
And then 2 years later, in 2002, Spider-Man came out, and Spider-Man made all of the money in the world.
Yes, sorry, Spider-Man definitely before Batman Begins. Yeah.
So Spider-Man was 2002, Batman Begins was 2005. So only a few years between them, but yes, Spider-Man was the first one that's like, oh, this has made so much money.
But that's funny because I was thinking about, just for some reason, I know this little tidbit about Leonardo DiCaprio, who actually was going to play Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
See, cancelled Movie Reports episode 17 something. But I just, for some reason, remember him being told, given advice, don't ever do superhero films.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe there was a point in time where I was like, that's a smart move.
That was the advice.
That's a good move.
Because you look at someone like, in fact, Michael Keaton, until recently.
Yeah.
I think there was the perspective that he was Batman in the late 80s, early 90s. And then what did he do?
Yeah.
He's had a resurgence.
Clooney? What did he do?
Yeah.
Nescafe ads after that.
Married that beautiful woman and lives in that huge mansion in Italy.
Yeah, pathetic.
I think there was a perception for a while that Michael Keaton is like, yeah, he was Batman, but what's he do now? Like,
Yeah.
he's not really. And he's had a resurgence, but his resurgence has come after the superhero boom.
Yeah.
And I would say the same with Christopher Reeves, who was Superman in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, right.
Very much they were like this thing of like, oh, that's all you're known for, and once it's done, no one wants you in their movie because all people see is Superman.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
it's not necessarily true anymore.
Yeah. I even think, again, I don't have an example for this. Maybe you do, pressure's on. But I think TV was like that for a time where if you were a film actor, you couldn't do TV.
Correct.
Because then you were TV and you're rubbish and you'll never do movies again. But obviously that has changed drastically. We became
Harrison Ford is on TV now.
Yeah.
Like, he is like the movie star.
Yeah.
And he's doing 2 TV shows.
Yeah.
He's in 1923 and he's in Shrinking.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's so funny. But obviously even somebody else who's probably gone to TV and then back to movies and still had that, like, maintained that level of,
The
stardom
the
or
prime
whatever.
example of this, I guess, mindset is George Clooney. He fought so hard to be cast in the movie Three Kings.
Yeah, right.
And David O. Russell, the director, didn't want him because he was a TV guy.
Yeah.
And George Clooney, in his acceptance letter, he says, "Thanks for taking a chance on the TV guy."
Yeah.
Like, that's George Clooney.
Yeah, exactly.
And everyone's like, "No, fuck this guy."
Yeah.
His beautiful wife and his mansion in Italy. What a piece of shit.
What a pathetic man. Can you imagine Ocean's 11 without him?
No.
Cannot imagine it.
No.
All right, Kevin, let's move on to Today I Advice. So now it's time for Today I Learned. Today I Learned. And also sometimes advice. This advice was asked by Yolanta in, I think, relationship advice. My mother demands that I pay back everything she spent on taking care of me while I was a child. Am I obliged to do it?
Well, no, but we were just talking about this pre-recording.
Yeah.
That they say that the average of raising a kid is $1 million.
Yeah.
So, buddy, you got some money to pay.
You've got some money to pay.
Yeah.
I would actually love to know if this person's mum has itemized the expenses, because if she's just ballparking it, that seems unfair, right?
Yeah.
I would be like, you know what, mum, I'll do it, but I'm going to need to audit this, okay? I want receipts for stuff.
What can you push back on? Because you're like, food, fair enough. Loved food, needed to have it.
Yeah.
But she's like, do you know how much your schooling costs? You're like, I didn't even want to go to school anyway.
Yeah. We both could have saved some time and money there.
I told you so many times, don't send me there.
Yeah, that's true. Even things like, when you were 12, I bought you a candy bar at the store.
Yeah.
And you're like, shouldn't have let me have candy as a child.
Yeah.
So that one's on you, I think. You know, there's got to be some sort of like say no to me. Surely you could have sometimes said no to me.
You've given me too much, and that's on you.
That's on you.
Yeah.
Necessities, I'll pay for maybe. But like luxuries, you never once had to give me a luxury.
Now, could you do a bit of a tax loophole style thing?
Yeah.
And you claim that you can deduct the value of any Mother's Day or birthday present, even though you got the money from your dad.
Yeah.
And it's a joint account.
It's something.
But you're like, no, I've given to you now.
Yeah, that's
so I'm going to go
true.
ahead and deduct those.
Yeah. That's a good point. And then a further loophole, this is what the billionaires would do if this was a thing.
I also feel in that same way, presents to you for birthdays, Christmas, not counted.
Gifts. They're gifts.
They're gifts.
But does it work the other way then? Well, she's like, well, you gave me the gifts.
Yeah, mate. But, okay, is it worth more cancelling your gifts or claiming back hers?
I think cancelling your gifts, right?
Yeah,
because
I think so,
probably...
Because you're not out of pocket anyway for her gifts, technically.
Yeah, because it was your dad's money.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think there is the mega loophole is being like, well, I gave you joy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
If I was getting paid an hourly rate.
Yeah, you need to pay for my time.
In fact, let's think about joy is really, that's just the release of endorphins.
Yeah.
I have found methamphetamine that does the same thing. This on the street value is $20 per
You have been high.
ounce. I have no, people will know right now. I've been acting cool like I can do meth all the time. But I think the fact that I've said $20 for an ounce really
people are going to know. People are going to know now that you have. They're thinking one of two things. Yeah. Nelson's never done meth, or I have to move to Australia.
Yeah,
because meth is $20 an ounce.
Yeah. I actually, Cambo, this is how cool I am. Yeah. I cook my own meth.
Oh, right.
And technically for me, it's only
the
$20.
Cogs.
The
cogs of meth is around $20.
Exactly. Anywho, so I think you can get her back that way, perhaps, is like equate what your value has been back. But here's the thing, for anybody out there who's thinking about having kids, don't. You save yourself so much money. $1 million.
It's an interesting point you've raised.
Yeah.
And what you should start doing is planning what you'll do with the $1 million that you receive from the government from not having a kid.
When they say congratulations, you didn't have a kid.
You've won the secret prize.
Yeah. Which I assume must come at the point where you can no longer have children.
I would like to think if I go in early and go, guys, definitely not going to have a kid.
Yeah, okay.
I'll take the $1 million.
They go, all right.
Yeah. I'm thinking of not having 2 kids.
Yeah.
Is that $2 million?
They whisper to you, they're like, it actually is. You could actually go up to 5 kids.
And I will.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, well, in that case.
They're like, obviously, we're going to have to get you to not tell anyone.
Yeah. This would cost us so much money. Taxes would rise. I think that's the thing. Don't have kids. I'm actually really interested to know, right? Because you and I have said we're not particularly interested in having kids.
Yeah, not together at least.
There's like it was funny. Side story again is I was talking to my partner about potentially getting.
By the way, our partners want kids so bad.
So badly. No, they're on the same page as us, let's say. And so I spoke to my partner. I'm like, should I get a vasectomy?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, we're like, I'm not sure because that seems then so definite. Even though I think you can get them reversed, there's just this idea of like that seems more of a permanent thing, which I think then means we're more like 99.9% sure. Yeah. But there's still this small idea like, what if just one day we change our minds?
So on this, a similar conversation I've had with your partner. No, with my partner.
Yes.
Around, it's like, at what point do you get the vasectomy?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And someone said, well, like you can technically reverse a vasectomy now.
Yeah.
So Stacey's like, oh, well, you just get it now because if we want to have kids, you get it reversed. And I was like, I don't think they want you to be reversing vasectomies. I think it's more of a like, if you had to, you could. I don't think you should do it flippantly, like, oh, maybe I'll
maybe. Yeah, I know. Yeah, see, that's why it's so.
I think you can reverse the vasectomy, but probably don't.
Probably don't go into surgery.
Yeah.
Unless you.
If you're not sure, leave it.
But anyway, back to my original point is I'm so interested to know what our lives will be like if we truly don't end up having kids. And I have a couple of other friends as well that are in the same boat. Mm-hmm. How our lives will differ to those of our friends that do have kids.
Yeah.
And will we see the theoretical $1 million per kid?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not like, oh, we will have $1 million in our bank account and like that'll be it.
That depends on how well this podcast goes.
Yeah. But will it be obvious to any degree that we've perhaps been able to save more or is it just like we've just spent it flippantly on like going to a restaurant or whatever and we haven't had that. Yeah.
Which we do.
Yeah,
we were up in Sydney the other week, all together, all 4 of us, and we spent so much at a restaurant that we couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah. It was too much fun.
It was too much fun. And you know what? At the time, so many cocktails in, very funny to us.
Very good.
Very funny. But if you had a kid, you'd be like, oh, that's food for the kid.
Yeah.
That's nappies. That's, oh, no. What have I done?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be as funny. So no, it's like, all I really want is enough money from not having a kid that when I can't take care of myself, I can pay for my own care.
That is actually such a good point. And the like one fear that I have, not so much that it will make me have a kid, because that seems like a really negative reasoning behind having a child. But it's like, I understand that at some point, kind of all children look after their parents.
Yeah.
And we have our neighbor, our front neighbor, super lovely lady. She's 70-something.
Yeah.
And obviously she's retired. I know that she was, I think, quite wealthy. Was pretty well off. So maybe slightly
based
different.
on the location she lives, I would say.
Yeah,
it's probably
yes.
likely.
But she's going into, it's like a retirement home, but that sounds way worse. It's just like a nice community,
a retirement community
of people that are retired. And there's extra things like you pay management fees, and then you get extra like benefits of like they might like clean your room and stuff. It's all part of it. There's like a restaurant downstairs that's subsidized by the cost. So it's like this area that I'm like, that would be perfect.
Yeah.
If I can afford that when I retire, that'll be enough to look after me. And then hopefully by the time I literally can't look after myself, there's not much more money I have to pay for somebody to look after me.
Wheel our wheelchair. I assume we're going to the same one.
Yeah.
We can wheel our wheelchairs up to the table.
Yeah.
One of the assistants there presses record for us.
Yeah, exactly.
And we'll punch out episode 6042.
When we go to these
we still haven't thought
homes,
of podnapping.
Yeah. We've asked around the home about different things. But that's the dream.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should move on into shower thoughts.
Shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts.
This shower thought is by High and Sclerotic. For an organ that evolved to keep us safe from danger, the brain really likes activities that are dangerous, e.g. doing drugs, driving fast, etc.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? It's developed to keep us safe, but the endorphins that release.
Yeah.
So I actually think it's not necessarily the brain's fault.
Yeah.
It's like an involuntary thing.
Yeah.
It's like, let's say, like an orgasm.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
If your brain orgasms every time you do something dangerous, even though it's like, I could get someone pregnant by doing that, there's a danger to it.
Yeah.
Feels good.
Yeah.
It does feel good, and I will continue to do, oh no, I've got someone pregnant. And that's you getting addicted to drugs.
That is the equivalent. Yeah, I was going to say, maybe like you're at a party.
Yeah.
And there's a sus guy there, and he's like, got drugs.
Yeah.
Does it make you feel good?
Yeah.
And you're like, I know I shouldn't.
Yeah.
But this is going to be great. It's
Because if you do these drugs, I'll drive you fast in my car. I'm like, that's double as good.
Oh,
that's
pretty
double
good.
as good.
That's double whammy. It is funny how I think we can. I think there's some philosopher or something that spoke about how humans are the only animals that are able to consciously think about themselves.
Yeah,
and their.
I don't know. I think my cat consciously thinks about himself quite a bit.
It's because the devil is inside him.
Yeah, obviously.
And the devil is an intelligent creature. Here's another one. This is by Sneeds, formerly Chucks. Deepfakes are ironically taking us back to the pre-photography era of information, where the only things we can be totally certain actually happened are events that we personally witnessed.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Between deepfake and AI voice duplication and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Do you think so? You think this is true? You agree with the sentiment of this?
Not quite. There are still at this time, I would say, digital watermarking to the point where, if you wanted to, you could you could pull apart a deepfake and go, oh, I can see the artifacts. That means this was deepfaked.
Yeah, right.
They have yet to remove that, but it certainly potentially could be.
Yeah. Okay.
I would say it's more on the pre-photography era of information, of the fact that people don't check. You know what I mean?
Right.
They'll see something and go, assume that's true.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a good...
Like there's a
good
new program called 11 Labs. And 11 Labs is very good at voice duplication and voice cloning.
Right.
At the moment, people seem to mostly use it to make humorous fake clips from the Joe Rogan podcast.
Right. Okay,
That's all people are really doing with it. And
Yeah.
I believe their technology has some kind of thing in it where you can, in the metadata, see, okay, this is a synthesized voice.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people being tricked by these clips still because
Yeah.
everyone's like, oh, I guess he would talk
You would
about
just
it.
share
There was a
that
clip where he's
stuff.
like, I would love to be ratatouille. I want a little thing in my hair teaching me how to cook. I think that would be amazing. Like he's talking like nonsense.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's a lot of people
Wait,
being like,
Cambo.
what
I
hair?
think I agree. Oh, and what hair?
And what?
Yes. But, I mean, if I had a rat on top of my head, I know this is just way off topic now, but like, and it could make me do amazing things. What's the downside? I don't understand. Like, yeah, absolutely I would.
Yeah. Do you take issue with the point they said that it's ironically taking us back to that age?
As in the irony?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it ironic?
Yeah, I don't think so.
No.
It's just
It's in the name.
deepfakes
Deep fake.
are taking us back. Yeah.
Yeah. If they were called deep truths,
Oh.
ironically, they would be leading to misinformation.
Yeah. I think that maybe I'm like really naive, but for some reason I feel like it doesn't matter because I think my positive outlook is that the truth will always surface regardless. And I guess maybe there's an issue with like how much damage could be done with a deep fake that's like, let's say by Putin and maybe made to cause more turmoil.
Yeah.
I was just thinking actually maybe he's not one because because that one you're like, well, he's already done the worst thing. He has started a war.
Yeah. We've got this deepfake of you invading Ukraine.
Yeah.
It's not deepfake.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I guess in the end, I'm not too worried about
Yeah. The real danger of this is almost if someone gets caught doing something, they can be like, that's deepfake.
Yeah, exactly.
Like now, it's now just another excuse
yeah.
that people can use to deny real footage of them.
Yes, that's true. Actually, didn't Andrew Garfield try to do that for Spider-Man?
Yeah.
And you were like, dude, this was just a terrible
I think
way
it's
to
right.
get out of that.
Like so that there was a tiny like 2-second clip of him, just him on a green screen in the Spider-Man suit.
Yeah.
From the No Way Home movie.
Yeah.
And it surfaced online and they brought up on Jimmy Fallon or something like that. And they said, is this you in the new Spider-Man thing? And he goes, oh, it's a deep fake.
Yeah.
I would have said, oh, it's behind the scenes footage of the Spider-Man movie
I was
made.
Spider-Man at a
Because
point.
people would go, that is believable.
Yeah.
You would have been on a green screen in your movie
Of
and you
course.
look much the same.
Yeah, exactly. Although maybe he was worried about, because as soon as he says that,
Yeah.
then people look for details to say, oh, well, your hair is different.
Yeah, it goes to the
And then to be like, yeah, but I mean, like, if it's 3 inches longer or something, I don't know,
Yeah.
So maybe it was an okay lie because he was like, if they pick up on just one tiny detail, like, oh, that brand of light didn't exist back when
You could go as far as being like, oh, this is actually a behind the scenes thing. When you're a Spider-Man, there's so many brand integrations and deals and stuff, and you have to film a lot of like ads and promos.
Yeah.
So this is actually after we wrapped the second film. We had to come back a few months later before it released and do promo for some of the brand partners. And this is a behind the scenes shot of one of those.
Yeah.
Which would, I think, make up for, okay, well, it's inconsistent. But
now, Cambo, you've given too much detail that I definitely know it's a lie. And that's the only reason. All right, let's move on into podnapping.
oh my God, I'm being podnapped.
Podnapping.
This is Podnapping, where we nap a pod. We take a topic of conversation or a thing from BuzzFeed, and we do it ourselves.
Now, that's interesting. The intro is normally a bit different. Is this telling?
No, that's always how the intro
right, okay,
is.
yeah,
You just have me listening. You tuned it out every time. This week's my week, and as the title of this segment, the explanation of this segment implies, I have gone to BuzzFeed.
I'm so sorry.
just
Last week
time.
I forgot to use BuzzFeed.
Yeah, well, you don't have to, but it's an option.
Yeah. Okay.
This one, I'm not even sure how good it's going to be. Okay, this is the quiz.
Okay.
Are these summertime things purely Australian?
Oh.
Or does the rest of the world deal with them too?
Okay.
Now, what would be really great is if they gave a question and was like, hey, do you think this is Australian or happens in other parts of the world? Uh-huh. And then when you answer, it says, well, actually, this happens a lot in the other parts of the world. But all they've done is they've done a poll.
Oh, okay.
So when we click on the response, either yes, it's Australian or nah, everyone does that, then we'll just know what other people have answered.
Okay.
But perhaps listeners can help us out and write. If we get one totally wrong, then you can say, no, this happens in my country. But it might be interesting anyway to see if there's some things in here that we think definitely must be Australian.
Like eating a Buffalo Bill.
Yes. Oh, see, I thought, is Buffalo Bill's exclusive to Australia?
I don't know.
Oh, well.
Eating a Billabong.
Right in. Yeah. Oh, that seems more like it. Yeah. That's when we go out and we eat. Billabong is a watery, I don't know actually how to
It's
describe
like a
it.
weird dam. It's naturally occurring weird
water
lake
and
thing.
There's things.
Yeah. It's where the Jolly
Platypus.
Swagmen
Yeah.
camped.
Yes.
Under the shade of a coolabah tree.
Yeah. Anywho.
That's not going to make much sense to most of our listeners.
Anyway, I don't get it, Cambo. Okay. Turning on the cold water and having it be warmer than the hot water tap.
Nah, that can't just be us. There's other countries that are hot.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think that's just
India.
us. Also, I would argue that having it be warmer than the hot water is misleading because it would be as hot as the hot water. Yeah. So I'm going to say no. Let's look at the poll. Again, polls totally relevant in this.
Yeah.
I can't stress that enough. 76% of people think that is Australian.
They're wrong.
Definitely
They're
wrong.
Yeah.
24% of people, they're smarter. They know other people would have that problem too. Hearing the cicadas sing you the song of their people every single night.
The cicadas aren't an Australian exclusive thing.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard them. Well, here's the thing, though. I've never experienced being in another country and being like, there's a lot of cicadas here.
I'm thinking like the swamps of Louisiana.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, maybe it's technically a different...
Might not be
species,
specifically cicadas, but we're just talking about like bug noises.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The humming bug noise.
Yeah. Okay, so let's say that's everyone. Oh, this one is actually 51% say that's Aussie, and 49% people say, nah, that's everyone.
We're getting closer.
Yep. Receiving a notification on your phone that it needs to cool down before you can use it.
Again, we're not the only hot country in the world. In fact, I would say we're not even top 10 hot countries.
Cambo, here's what I've realized.
Yeah.
You can just be anyone with a terrible sense of the world.
Yeah.
And write a BuzzFeed quiz. That's what I'm starting to learn.
Yeah. And now you can't even do that anymore because they're having AI write the ball.
Okay, this one still has 49% people saying, yeah, that's Aussie.
Okay.
No, like, obviously.
If your iPhone was like, oi, mate, I'm hot as fuck.
Yeah.
That would be pretty Aussie.
That would be pretty Aussie. That happened...
if it said, fuck, it's a scorcher.
Yeah. Pretty Aussie.
Yeah, pretty Aussie.
Okay, waiting for the steering wheel to cool down before...
No. Are these just hot weather related?
You know what? I regret not reading like a few more. I did the top two and I was like, good. All they've done is just referenced hot weather on multiple ones. Other places have hot weather.
I understand that it's because it's a summer quiz, but it's like playing cricket on the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty Australian.
Pretty Australian.
England loves cricket, but their beaches are all like pebbles.
Yeah. India,
probably.
India. Okay.
Everything so far could be in India.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, being constantly attacked by mozzies, spiders, cockroaches, flies, and other random bugs. I mean, there's they've just listed a lot of things, but there's definitely places, like for example, in places in Africa, where you need to have like mesh, if you're sleeping,
and like shots, like vaccinations.
Yeah, because you're like, the
Because of the
mosquitoes
bugs,
here
yeah.
will fucking kill you.
Yeah. There's like malaria around.
Yeah. Okay.
So no.
No, that's everyone. Only 36% of people say that.
That's crazy.
Wild. Taking ice cold showers in the middle of the night.
No.
I don't even do that.
No, American Marines probably do that.
Okay, stepping in a patch full of bindies. Okay. Maybe that's more Australian.
Okay.
For one, probably not called bindies ever anywhere else.
Yeah.
Do you know what they are?
No, what's the
I'm
bindi?
actually assuming, I think I know what this is, which I think is like those little spiky balls
Oh, yeah, right.
that you come from some stupid plant.
yeah.
and they
They're
really-
they're the spiky balls. Yeah.
They're so sharp sometimes they can like go through your thongs
Yeah.
or flip-flops.
Yeah, it's a lawn weed.
Yeah. This might be the first one that I'm like, okay, that's Aussie.
Look,
Only because it could also just be like a native plant, perhaps. I don't know.
introduced to Australia from South Australia. What?
Oh. that did an AI write that? That sounds
Maybe.
exactly like an AI
Maybe,
thing to say.
yeah.
Okay.
It says bindi, plural, bindies.
Yeah.
The common lawn weed introduced to Australia from South Australia, brackets Australia. A seed of this plant having small sharp spines with that stick painfully into bare feet.
Yes. Yeah. They really do suck, honestly, sometimes. If you get one in there, it's very painful.
Yes.
93% of people have said that's Aussie.
Okay, yeah.
I think this is
The first one I'm
more
willing
fair.
to concede.
Yeah. Okay. Eating, oh God, just like already it seems terrible. Eating hot chips on the beach
No.
and spending the whole time trying to avoid the thieving seagulls.
Okay,
That does suck.
look.
Seems pretty Australian.
Yeah. At least far more common in Australia.
Yeah.
The combination
I do
of
effing hate the
fish and
seagulls.
chips, which is an English thing, but at the beach,
Actually, I think
sandy beach with
seagulls
seagulls.
in UK
know
would be
what?
a thing on the beach pretty heavily too.
Yeah, it's not an Australian thing. It's just better.
Yeah.
Because again,
More
the
annoying.
beaches in England are not quite as pristine as ours.
I think they're technically.
Yeah, and that's a
Uh,
technical term.
That's a technical term. Look it up in the dictionary. If you can spell it. If you can't find it, you're looking it up.
You've
wrong.
done something wrong.
Being scolded by the boiling hot sand at the beach while walking towards the water.
No,
No, not even going to click on that
Rio.
one.
You go to Rio de Janeiro to the wonderful beach in hot weather. I'm sure you experience
Yeah.
the exact same thing.
Another just hot weather one. Getting branded by your
No.
seatbelt when you sit in the car. No. Doing constant Macca's runs
Oh,
to get your
okay.
fix of frozen Cokes and 50-cent cans. No, okay. First of all, I'd be going to 7-Eleven to get my fix of
Yeah.
frozen Coke.
Yeah.
Slurpees. They're the best. 50-cent cones are like 75 cents now. So
Look, the term Macca's run, certainly Australian. The concept, not Australian at all.
not Australian. I imagine
Technically
people
American, I guess.
go on runs to Macca's to
Yeah.
get to
Yeah.
various items.
In case anyone hasn't put it together,
Yeah.
it's a quick trip to McDonald's.
The thing is, they've so specifically said frozen Coke and 50-cent cones, but I'm like, well, that's not really an Australian. Like,
Yeah.
sure, some people do that, but I'm sure some people go there and get I don't know, just a normal Coke
Yeah.
or whatever. Like, it's so weirdly specific that it's
Yeah.
like, not every Australian is like, oh yeah, like we go through gallons of frozen Coke per day.
I
Just-
don't think I've ever done a Macca's run for frozen Coke.
Yeah, probably not.
'Cause you're right, I would have gone to 7-Eleven.
Yeah. Okay. This is just the worst BuzzFeed one that I've come across, turns out. Having aircon, but choosing to never use it and being oddly proud of that fact. Ooh.
As someone that recently got an aircon,
Yeah.
I cannot relate to this.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
I do think there is a certain Australian that
Yeah.
is like,
It comes from every dad.
yeah.
Be
yeah.
like, you don't need to turn the aircon.
Yeah.
Open the window.
Yeah, exactly.
Put the fan next to the window. The cool air will blow it.
Yeah. Let's say that one is sort of but not
Borderline.
really. I'll look at the results for that one. 75% people think that's Aussie, but most of those people are wankers.
And we also need to, again, stress, that means nothing.
That means absolutely nothing. And finally, oh, thank God, trying to cook an egg on the road to prove just how fucking hot it really is. Yeah, people
Well, you
do
more
do
it.
that.
Don't you do it on the engine of your car normally? Like you
I
open
was
the-
going to say I know
open the
people have
bonnet
done like
of your car?
just on a plate.
Yeah.
Because why would you want to eat egg off
the road?
Off the road, off a car, off anything?
I think the camping trick is to put your pan on the engineer car and cook it.
Yeah.
And I think the look how hot it is to put it on the road because you're not going to eat it. You'd be like, it's so hot that the egg cooks.
I know that there's places in oh God, I don't know where it is. Somewhere. Anyway, really hot place.
Yeah.
Egypt, I'm going to say.
Okay.
Where the road melts.
Yeah, right, yeah.
The tar melts when it just gets so hot.
Yeah.
So I imagine they could also cook egg on there. Yeah. But do they? Maybe they don't.
God, how?
No, because they're like, look at the tar melting. Right. That's more significant
the
than
tar,
cooking egg.
the road melting because it's so hot in a different country.
Yeah.
How Aussie is that?
Oh, so Aussie. Let's see if this one is... Oh, only 54% of people actually thought that one was Aussie. Anyway...
if you're using that cooked egg to put on an Aussie pizza, then that's Aussie.
Yeah, that's Aussie. That's an Aussie pizza.
Has egg on it, by the way.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think
I would like to apologize for the terrible BuzzFeed. I'm obviously not going to do another podcast.
Yes. I would like to apologize to Liz, who has written in, who I feel we don't have time to answer her email anymore.
But sorry,
Liz, we're coming for you, mate. We're going to read you next week.
Hey, Liz, we're coming for you. If you would like to write into us, you can do so. Reddit podcast, READIT podcast @gmail.com. You can also reach us at Facebook, Twitter, and our subreddit. They're all READIT podcast. Like Liz, we could forget to not have time.
We didn't forget. I knew it was coming, and I was dreading it.
Yeah.
Not the email. The email's wonderful. The fact that we're going to have to skip it.
Yes. Mucho apologizo. Subscribe and stuff, and you forgot about the subscribing.
The what?
The subscribing and the rating of the show.
Yeah, subscribe. Rate the show.
Just last week I mentioned how important it was, Cameron. This is why we have no new listeners.
Okay.